Shalom Aleichem, everyone, and welcome back to Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 13, and we will conclude the chapter of Avas Atzmai, loving oneself, and that will take us into the conclusion of this week on Erev Shabbos Kodesh. Says the Pele Yoetz the following ulich, and we're speaking last time about how careful a person must be not to put themselves into a situation of danger. Because if to make some money or to get ahead in this world, because it shows that you value the money or whatever it is that you are chasing after more than you value life itself. Therefore, a person should not stand in a dangerous place, like dangerous paths, or to go on the rivers and the seas and the oceans. Those things are dangerous, especially in the olden days, to get on one of these old rickety boats that's going to take you across the ocean, take you across the big raging river. Shouldn't do that if you don't have to. Unless the only way you could really go and make a living and support yourself with your parnasa is to travel overseas or the like, then maybe you have no choice. But if you have a choice, do whatever you can not to put yourself into a situation of danger. And if you have to walk through the deserts or the like, make sure you bring people along with you, armed guards, to accompany you in order that you should be able to decrease the amount of danger according to the laws of nature. Meaning, make sure that if you're going to go on a boat, you have the most skilled captain and sailors that are there. If you're going to have to go across the river, make sure that you have someone that is with you that knows the way, knows what he's doing. If you have to traverse through a midbar, through a wilderness, and you're afraid of bandits and the like, make sure that there's people there that can protect you. At least, derech hateva, according to the laws of nature, do whatever you possibly can to keep yourself protected. But if you could walk on dry land, then don't go in the oceans and the rivers. Those are much more dangerous. Says the Pele Yoetz, wherever, like he's saying, wherever you could be mamayit, wherever you could decrease the amount of danger, that's what you should do. I would imagine that this would be akin to what goes on in the world today. You drive on the streets, anyway, here in Los Angeles, you feel like you're in a video game. Everybody's driving like they're 100 miles per hour, weaving in and out of cars. They're driving like maniacs. They played one too many video games and in the arcades. So you can't drive like that. That's dangerous. Because if Khalila, a person would end up crashing at that speed, it could be fatal. And rather, a person should do things where they're guarding their health, they're guarding their body with protection in a way that is according to the Teva, according to nature. If the speed limit is 55, 60, so we stay somewhere around it because that is what has been deemed to be safe, and we have to be careful in these areas. Well, the Fimashi Sakana, according to the level of danger involved in what you are doing, you should know if Hashem has to make a miracle to save you from this perilous situation that you're in, so the greater the danger, the greater is the miracle, the more of your reward that he's taking away that was stored up for the world to come. Therefore, whatever you could do to decrease the amount of danger by spending more money on a better journey, on a better trip, on a more well-equipped car perhaps, or a shorter journey, or you have to spend a little bit more time, but you do things in a safer way, which means you drive slower. So maybe you get there 20 minutes later than the other people that were driving like they're NASCAR race car drivers, but look, it's safer. So Hari says, Zoris v'niskar. This person is a Zoris, they are elacritous and zealous in their actions, v'niskar, and they're rewarded. V'ashevach yosel ha'hotzah, the gain that you're going to receive for guarding yourself and taking care to protect yourself is much greater than the amount of money or the time that you had to spend. Umitzvahs v'nishmartem ma'od shemekayim the mitzvah of guarding yourself, which the Torah says you have to do, which you are fulfilling, that mitzvah itself that you are fulfilling, it will guard you and protect you and save you mikol tzara, from all difficulties. Will bring blessing into your house. Money will be complete in your goof, in your body, and complete in your mammon, in your money as well. Just like Yaakov Avinu asked him, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he was going into the trenches of love and Arasha, he says, I'll go, Hashem, but I want you to make sure that I return and I emerge shalom begufay v'shalom b'mamayna. V'nichtav oid b'zeh l'kaman erech shmir. Later, when we get to the letter Shin and we learn about shmir, protection, we'll learn this. I don't know that we'll learn it in Achzik together, but you have all permission from the Pele Yoetz to go and examine it in your own sefer in the Shin. V'ikar ava sheyayev es atzmei gufay v'nishmasay. The main love a person must have for himself, he shows it and expresses in the way that he takes care of his guf v'nishmasay. The love that you have of yourself, in which you are guarding your nefesh and you're guarding your body, it is emanating from avas bayroi, from the love that you have of the Creator. Just like a person loves his klei tashmishay, he loves his vessels and utensils in his house. He's very particular to make sure they don't get dirty. They shouldn't get broken. Because he loves himself. And he wants to be able to use them in the right way. So too on my body and my soul I have to be very particular. They should not get dirty, they should not break. Because these are the vessels of service that I will be able to use to serve before Hashem. This is the kavana that one has to have when they are guarding their bodies and guarding their souls. They should conduct all of their affairs with mishpat, with justice. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be his help. And he will be his glory as well. So says the Pele Yoetz, you are in control to an extent of your safety in this world. We must, in the world of teva, of hishtadlus, do everything that we can to make sure that we are guarding ourselves. Why? Because the most valuable thing I can do is serve Hashem. If I am in danger, if I put myself in this situation where I'm going to be frightened and afraid and cause myself to be, God forbid, be put into pain or damaged, so I'm taking myself away from the world of Avodas Hashem, which is why I came here. And one that really loves themselves and they love HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we want to spend as much time and energy and focus serving Hashem and not getting sidetracked by all of the other frivolous things that are here in this world, taking us away from the ultimate goal, which is dveikis, getting close to the Ribbono Shel Olam. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful Shabbos, and Mazel Tov on the Siyum of Avas Atzmai, this chapter of the Pele Yoetz.